As the race continues to vaccinate the entire UK. This morning we are at Coventry Hospital. We've brought the breakfast sofa to the roof of the main building on a gorgeous morning in the Midlands, and this is actually where the first COVID vaccine was handed out, and the person who received that was 91-year-old Margaret Keenan.
I would describe it as kind of mixed over the weekend, Carol. Morning.
Absolutely right, Lou. Yes, good morning, everybody. And today is fairly mixed as well. Of course, it's the summer solstice, the longest day. Beautiful sunrise in Onich in the Highlands. But the weather this week is also going to be changeable, not just today. What we have is a cool week ahead, wet start in the far south of England, but it will turn showery and a fair bit of cloud around at times later on in the week.
Carol's got it. There was sunshine, there was rain, there was everything, Carol, wasn't there, this weekend?
We had the whole caboodle, Lou. Yes, good morning, everybody. This morning we've got a bit of that as well, actually, although it is a beautiful start, as you can see from our weather watchers picture in Shropshire, with a little bit of mist around. That will lift. Now, it is the summer solstice today, so we've got more daylight hours in our day. And just to give you an idea of sunset times, in Lerwick, it's almost at 25 to 11 at night. In St Helier, just after 9:15 as we go through this evening. So a lot more daylight than we had or we're going to have.
And there was all sorts this weekend with the weather. Carol's going to look at it for us today. And I really noticed this morning, it's summer solstice, and it was so light, so early too. Morning.
Absolutely. Good morning, Lou. Good morning to you too. What's happening today is a real old mixture. So if we start off by looking at our weather watcher picture from Ayrshire, this is Kilmarnock, and you can see some blue skies, but it's not like that everywhere, and it certainly isn't going to be like that everywhere as we go through this week. So here's your wet start in the south, another weather watcher picture showing Swanage, where we've had rain for a wee while now.
Hi.
Absolutely. Good morning, Lou. How are you? Hopefully
I'm
well.
fine, thank you.
I hope you are too at home or wherever you are this morning. Now, this morning, it's a wet start to the day for some, but not as cold. And for others, it's a cold start to the day, but it's dry with some sunshine. And this week is quite changeable. It's going to be cool for the time of year. There's that wet start, as I mentioned, in the south, and showery rain and quite gusty winds later on in the week as well. But today, it is the summer solstice, so commonly known as the longest day. We have more hours of daylight. So in Lerwick, sunset times tonight, 22:34, which means in Lerwick today, there'll be 18 hours and 55 minutes of daylight. In St Helier, sunset is 21:17, so 16 hours and 48 minutes of daylight for you. Now, as we head through the day, one thing you will notice if you're in northwest England or the Midlands is the pollen levels are high, but they're lower than they have been for the rest of the UK.
Thank you very much for that, Carol. So that's the weather for most of the UK. We can give you the picture from Coventry today, if you've just switched on. We're live at Coventry Hospital. We've got lovely drone pictures showing you the vast expanse of this place. 8,000 staff. That gives you an idea of how many people work here, and then you get an idea of how many people come here every day. Well over 1,000 beds, 26 operating theatres, and we're talking about all sorts today, including, you might remember from back in last December, when Maggie Keenan was the very first person in the world to get a COVID jab, and that took place 3 floors below us here on the first floor of this hospital.
And I love the sort of facts and figures you have about the solstice. All I can tell you, and this is very unscientific, it's very light in the morning now.
It is, Lou, isn't it? You really do notice it. And as Lou said, it is the summer solstice today, and the weather this week is changeable.